ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Welcome to today's Satsang. We are studying Tattvabodha by Adi Sankrachharya ji. I shall chant the Mangalacharan. Vasudevendra yogendram natva jnanapradam gurum mumukshunam hitarthaya tattvabodho bhidhiyate. He is expounding Tattvabodha for us. He started with Brahman being the only one, Nitya, everything else being Anitya, and then he went on to assert that Tattvabodha Vivek is Atma Satyam, so and everything else is Mithyati. So what is realized person's eventual end? Who is a realized person? That he has said is one who, with the help of the scriptures and his guru, realizes this Brahma, which is the same as his Atma and which is present in all. So the expression used is सर्वेष्वपि भूतेषु येषां ब्रह्म बुद्धि ही उत्पन्ना ते जीवन मुक्ता इति अर्थः. That person is a जीवन मुक्त who sees this Brahma buddhi in all beings. Right? So now, having seen this Brahma buddhi in all beings, what is the advantage?
करण जी, मुझे थोड़ा अलग लग रहा है आपसे इसका.
हाँ, बताइए.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि शायद भगवान ये कह रहे हैं कि ब्रह्म बुद्धि जो रियलाइज्ड पर्सन के माइंड में आती है, उसको फिर पूरा विश्व ही ब्रह्म दिखता है.
अच्छा, इसमें what you are saying is, once he becomes aware that I am a Brahman, then automatically the other thing happens.
He is saying, thus by the words of Vedanta and the teachings of Sadguru, those in whom the vision of the truth is born. इसमें ब्रह्म बुद्धि उत्पन्न हुई.
हाँ, I'll just come to it. You see, Sanskrit में, I'll just read out, सर्वेष्वपि भूतेषु. This is a seventh case. जो हम पढ़ते थे ना संस्कृत में, देव देवो देवा देवम देवो देवान. Seventh case is in सप्तमी. So this सर्वेष्वपि भूतेषु is in. So one who sees this, in whom this Brahma buddhi has taken birth, that sees this in all the beings.
Right. So this is what I am also saying. What you said earlier, I understood as कि उसको सब में ब्रह्म बुद्धि दिखती है. मुझे लग रहा था सब में ब्रह्म है, ये दिखता है.
मैंने ये कहा था
जी.
हाँ, ओके, बट ओके, इट इज सब में ब्रह्म बुद्धि है, विच मीन्स सर्व आत्मा, एक आत्मा भाव, एक आत्म भाव, दैट ऑल आर वन, shorn of all the roop and forms. So anybody who sees this oneness, that is a realized person. ठीक है? Okay. Now, what is the advantage of this realization? So on page 114, Bhagwan says, Nikhil karma bandh vinirmuktah. That is, all his bondages due to the karmas, they are removed. Vinirmukta, he is freed of all the bondages of karma. So today if we are suffering, if we are taking birth again and again, it's because of the result of our karmas. So when we talk of a realized person and liberation, this is the consequence. You become free of the bondages of karma, right? So now the natural question is, if that is the case, then what are these karmas? So he says there are three types. One is sanchit karma, the other is agami karma, and the third is prarabdha karma. Sanchit karma are those that we have collected over so many lives. So it is like our bank account. So all our past karmas go and get deposited there. So out of these, with each birth, a certain set of karmas they mature and they are allotted to you for exhausting during this karma, this life. That is prarabdha. You come with a certain set of prarabdha karmas which you have to exhaust. And agami karma are those that you do now, whose results will come in the future. Now they may happen today, they may happen tomorrow, they may happen day after, or they may happen in next life. That we do not know, but the results will come in future. That is agami karma. Okay? Any question? Yeah.
Yesterday mentioned in agami that if the unknowing being some, then agami, then added on balance sheet. I mean, the act will have its consequences, good or bad, but it will not come on the doer because he's unaware of it. The one who's not knowledgeable.
I either I have not followed what you are saying, or I didn't convey properly what I said last time. So I'll just say in a nutshell. In agami karma, if you are a realized person, then you are doing it without the sense of doership. Because you are realized, you are Brahman. So there is no question, I am doing. Brahman doesn't do anything. So nothing accrues to him. He is free. But if you are if you are not a realized person, you are ignorant like we all are, then we are doing from the space of karta bhokta. मैं कर रहा हूँ. So when I do, I'll have to reap the results. It may be next moment, it may be next birth. They go into an agami category. Have I answered your question? I mean, if there was some gap in understanding, then the fault was mine. But this is what is the crux. Okay, we can do it. So this was agami karma, and then sanchit karma and agami we have done. Right? Now what we have to do is the prarabdha karma. So I am going ahead. Prarabdham karma kim iti chet. What is prarabdha karma if it is so asked? Idam shariram utpadya ihi loke eva sukh dukh adi pradam yat karm tat prarabdham bhogena nashtam bhavati prarabdha karmanam bhogadeva shaya iti. So, having given birth to this body, this is what Guruji is writing, I am reading out. The actions which give result in this very world, in the form of happiness or misery, and which can be destroyed only by enjoying or suffering, is called prarabdha karma. So, what you have to see is that this body, if you remember, I said, depending on your vasanas, depending on what you have ardently desired, you choose this birth. You choose the form that will be best suited for venting your desires, expressing your desires. So, idam shariram utpadya. This sharir is also a result of that. Utpadya, it takes birth because of that. Ihi loke eva, including the environment, this lok that we inherit. Sukh dukkham pradam yat karma. All the joys and sorrows are also a result of this karma. This is prarabdha karma. And how will it end? Only by bhogin. Bhogin means either it gives you joy or it gives you sorrow. You have to undergo this. That is how it expresses. And by just enjoying and this experiencing this result of prarabdha karma, they get exhausted. That which has started well is called prarabdha. From the total capital of karma, sanchit, those actions which have fructified to give us the present birth and the experiences in this birth are prarabdha karma. Prarabdha decides the time and place of our birth. The environment in which we live, our lifespan, and so on. It is commonly called fate, destiny, or luck. One should not think of prarabdha with a negative connotation as God has decided my fate. Now I am helpless. I will have to go through it. There is no use in doing anything as everything is decided. We can't change anything. One can have this thought, ना मेरा तो प्रारब्ध है, मैंने क्या करना है, मुझे तो होगा ही ये. So there is no use in doing anything as everything is decided. We can't change anything. In fact, by understanding that what I get now is because of what I have done in the past, I should stop blaming others. I have put should, though Guruji has not written it, but I think because if we are in this conversation that I am only getting what I have done in the past, then at least now we should stop doing something that we don't want to get in future. So I stop blaming others and take full responsibility for my life and experiences. The understanding that I deserve what I get makes us strive to do better. So makes us strive to deserve better. We may have no choice in what we get, but we do have a choice in the attitude with which we receive it and in what we do with what we get. So the choice is not in getting what you are getting, but in doing what you are doing. Something is being doled out. How you receive it is your choice. One example that I like to give is your body is going to suffer some disease. You have a choice. Either you do daily yoga, exercising, walk, etc., etc., or you be on medication. Either way, there is suffering. So suffering is in the lot, but how you accept it is your doing. That is how I like to think. Maybe somebody can give a better example, but inevitably we do things like these only. Pujya Swami Chinmayananda ji said, what I get is his gift to me. What I do with what I get is my gift to him. Right? A fruit reaches its full maturity and then disintegrates. An arrow that has been shot from the bow hits its target and exhausts its momentum. Once shot, cannot be withdrawn halfway. So this is the characteristic of prarabdha. It is like an arrow that has been shot. You can't recall it. For instance, just now we said the Sanchit and Agami, they are destroyed, or rather, if you have not talked about it, it will come. But Prarabdha cannot be destroyed. If it is allotted, you have got this body, you have to exhaust it. Similarly, those actions which have started fructifying get exhausted only by giving their results. One has to go through the results of one's actions, whether one likes them or not. These results come to us as conducive or unconducive situations. A wise man too has taken birth in his body due to his prarabdha karmas. Even after attaining knowledge, the prarabdha of the body continues. Even after taking knowledge, it's not that आपको knowledge हुआ और आपका शरीर गिर गया, हाँ? We therefore see that even a wise man may get cancer or a heart attack. As far as he is concerned, he remains the non-doer and non-enjoyer. But from the standpoint of the ignorant, he too is seen to undergo various conducive and unconducive situations. The bodies of the ignorant as well as that of the wise finally get destroyed. So, in this example of the wise men going through their periods of allotted suffering, if one may use the term, there are plenty. For instance, Ramakrishna Paramhansi got cancer of the throat, Ramana Maharishi got a cancer in the arm, Swami Sri Premanandji is suffering from kidney failure. So now these are all suffering seen by us. But like Swami Premanandji Maharaj, he says often I am in bliss. And Anilji has had darshan of him, he has also confirmed the same thing. And similarly, about Ramakrishna Paramhans, his disciple Swami Sarpriyanandaji of RK Mission, he narrates a story that when he was in his last stage, a disciple around him asked him, how is it? So he says, it's pretty bad. Ramakrishna and Paramhans saying that. So he says, but you appear to be in a state of bliss. So then Swami Sarpriyanandaji says something in Bengali, which he translates as, oh, the rascal has found me out. Meaning that this apparent suffering of the body is not who I am in bliss. That body is suffering. And so when we see such people, we see the suffering, they are in a blissful state anyway. Difficult to fathom, but that is the life of a Brahmanist. Any questions? Ira?
I'm still absorbing. It's a very deep topic.
You absorb it.
So this general question, the suffering that these saints and gurus got it would be defined as sanchit karma, is it?
No, the suffering of?
The body suffering that they got in these lives. How would we explain it? Why would they get it?
So you see, as we had just discussed, there are 3 packets. Sanchit, Prarabdha, Agami. Sanchit is a packet which is being collected. Whatever you don't exhaust, it goes there. It's like your bank account. You earn something, you deposit it, and out of that you keep taking out something to meet your daily expenses. Otherwise that remains in the bank, isn't it? So your Sanchit karma also is a collection of your karmas. And when I say karmas, it means they will fructify into some results later on for you, for the person who's done it. And who is this person? Not with the body, mind, not with the body that you have, but with this mind and antakaran, which is carrying these into the next body. That antakaran transfers to the next body, in a different room, roop and rang, to express the results of the karmas that have fructified. Not all the sanchit karmas. A handful of that comes and is allotted to each life as prarabdha. So even the wise who are suffering, so-called suffering, they are suffering that portion which has come to their present life. Now why are they suffering? Is that your question? Or so again, the day they become realized, they are not suffering. We see them suffering because that is how we are used to behave. But they are not identifying themselves with the body. We are saying he is that body. Ramakrishna Paramhans, we are saying, is this person who has this body and is in pain because of cancer. We are saying that, right? As far as he is concerned, he never identified himself with the body. He was always in union with his mother, in a state of bliss. Now, why he is undergoing cancer and all is something done in the past has yielded this kind of a situation.
You would explain it as past life only, no? Mostly they have been actualized their life and they would have gained a lot of positive karma in this life.
That is why they were able to realize, na? Because they collected such those positive karmas, they came and there was a question that Anuji asked earlier. We are on the path, and supposing for some reason we can't realize the truth in this birth, then what happens to all our effort to realize the truth? So we carry this effort with us, just as we carry other baggage, we carry this effort also. And when the time comes for that to fructify, we'll pick up and start from there only. And this I told her at that time also, this is exactly what Arjun had asked in Gita of Lord Krishna, and this is the answer he gave, that nothing goes waste. In the next birth, you start from that place onwards. And there are a lot of anecdotes in the Puranas. A very famous story of King Bharat, who towards the end of his life, he gave up the kingdom and went to meditate and do penance and everything in the jungle. Just a minute. Can you give me a second?
Anilji, olden days when people would go to do penance, is that one of the things that they were realized souls and they wanted to kind of,
Realized souls don't do penance. That is what I think.
No, you are right. You see, realization means you have attained.
So they don't do anything. वो करता भोगता भाव खत्म हो गया ना.
फिर उन्हें कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. What he is saying is right. They may appear to be doing anything, but they are not doing anything at all, as far as they are concerned. और ये जो penance है, striving है, it is only so long until you are not realized. So this King Bharat, he had gone to the jungle, and as luck would have it, one female deer who was passing by, and suddenly a lion roared and she jumped and she gave birth to a child, baby deer, and it fell into the water. So this King Bharat, who was now leading a mendicant's life, he picked up that child of the deer, baby deer, and started nursing it. And he got so absorbed that he was always thinking about that baby deer. I hope no harm comes to it, and he would follow it and protect it, and all his spiritual engagement went for a toss, like we do every day. So his only thought at the time of passing to the next life was of the deer. So with that he became a deer in the next birth. Despite he gave up, सब राजपाट छोड़ दिया उन्होंने और आके अपना जंगल में बैठे हैं तपस्या करने, और हाल क्या हुआ, अगले जन्म उनको मिला हिरण का. Then again with the blessings of God he realized what had happened, and then you want to ask something, Anuji? Okay. And then even when he was grazing the grass, he would be conscious कि मैं घास में भी मेरी आसक्ति ना हो जाए कि मेरे को घास अच्छी मिल रही है या कैसी मिल रही है. तो with that total absorption in God, he was again born as a human being, but he was called Jad Bharat because he would not do anything. और वो फिर जैसी भी स्थिति में थे, he was in total contemplation, and then he was liberated. The story is very long. I have told you in short. What was I illustrating? That whatever be your status in life, whatever your karmas, if you get absorbed in worldly affairs, they will impact you, and that is how you will carry on to the next birth. तो अगर आप भगवान की उसमें लगे हुए तो आपको नेक्स्ट बर्थ वैसा मिलेगा, अगर आप संसारिक लगे हुए तो फिर वैसा मिलेगा. ईरा, इज योर क्वेश्चन आंसर्ड समवॉट?
आई थिंक अरुण जी मैं कुछ शेयर करूं?
हाँ जी बिल्कुल करिए.
सो ईरा, मुझे लगता है हम लोग जो ये प्रारब्ध कर्म है वो हम सब लोग सफर करते हैं. रियलाइज सोल भी रियलाइजेशन के पहले सफर कर रहा होता है, बट जैसे ही वो रियलाइज हुआ, क्योंकि वो कुछ भोग नहीं रहा है, कुछ कर नहीं रहा है, तो फिजिकल और मेंटल लेवल पे उसको कोई दिक्कत नहीं है उसको, मतलब क्योंकि वो चैतन्य स्वरूप में चला गया. हम लोग जो देखते हैं उसको भी दिखता है कि शरीर में, जैसे स्वामी प्रेमानंद जी को दिख रहा है कि मेरी किडनीज में प्रॉब्लम है, रिपोर्ट्स बता रही हैं, उनकी डायलिसिस हो रही है, लेकिन उसकी तकलीफ उनके चैतन्य को नहीं हो रही है. चैतन्य को कभी कोई तकलीफ होती ही नहीं है. तकलीफ शरीर को होती है और मन को होती है. सूक्ष्म और स्थूल शरीर को तकलीफ होती है, और हमें अपने ही सूक्ष्म और स्थूल शरीर की तकलीफ नहीं होती है. हमें जहां हमने आसक्ति डाल ली कि मेरी पत्नी का मन खराब है तो मेरा मन भी खराब हो गया, हम दूसरों की सफरिंग भी सहते हैं, अपने शरीर की ही नहीं, क्योंकि हमने अपने को ये मान रखा है कि हम ये शरीर हैं और हमारे विचार और हमारे भाव ये हम. जिस दिन प्रभु कृपा से हम लोगों में से कोई भी चैतन्य में एस्टैब्लिश हो जाएगा, फिर हम भी वही है, शरीर को होगी, और वो तो होनी ही है. बुढ़ापा आएगा, शरीर डिटेरियोरेट करेगा, वो मरेगा.
So essentially, if you are aligned with your Atma being the only Satya, then you do not get engaged in the असत्य मिथ्या बॉडी. और अगर आप जो है यू आर कंडीशन दैट आई एम द बॉडी, आप अपने आप को लिमिट करके बैठे हुए हो, तो वॉट एवर दिस लिमिटेड being chooses to show you, you will see that this limited being will show कि मेरा शरीर में दर्द है, मेरे शरीर में दुख है, मेरे परिस्थितियाँ जो हैं प्रतिकूल हैं, means they are not in my favor. So then you will see all this because you are seeing only from the limited scope of your own little body. The once you get established in Sarvatma Bhav, all Atma is one, and I am that Atma, then you cross the limitation of your body. This is what Vedanta is saying. Huh? Is it clear?
I have one question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
We can't hear you, Hira.
We also
Can you
can't.
hear me?
Yeah. Now you're audible.
So once we become the realized soul that we are talking about, then we let go of all the vasanas also.
So
Is that
you,
correct?
so you don't have to let go, because right now you have to let go or you have to suffer right now. Once you are realized, you don't know what you have to let go, because you are established somewhere else. There is no
so then
I.
Basically you break from the cycle of birth and death.
Yes. Basically, and why you break basically is because you are no longer aligned with this karma, and you are no longer the doer or the bhokta. You have detached from the karmic cycle. This birth is the result of the karmic cycle.
Right. And one other thing actually which I'm trying to wrap my head, because we talk a lot about this suffering part, and suffering is quite I would say it's inevitable in everyone's life in some way or the other. And then we talk about eternal bliss also.
Yeah.
So I understand the suffering is at the body stage, it is at the stula stage, the gross body, but it's still suffering of that.
So that is why I gave this example of Ramakrishna Paramhans, and we are talking about Swami Shri Premanandji Maharaj. There is suffering, but they are not talking about it. They are not feeling it, because their mind is somewhere else. You listen to him, he says, while I am talking to you, I am doing this discourse, I am attached to Radhe Radhe. He is continuously chanting that. वो उसी स्पेस में है. अब आप वो वहाँ बैठे हुए क्या कर रहे हैं, इतने लोगों के बीच में प्रवचन कर रहे हैं, उनकी बातें सुन रहे हैं, उनको कुछ जवाब दे रहे हैं. Now that is how the Lord has His way of carrying out His tasks. 17th verse of chapter 3 of Gita, he says कि जीवन मुक्त जो है उसको कोई ड्यूटी नहीं है, कोई कर्म नहीं है उसको, वो केवल आत्मा में रमण करता है. कुछ करे या ना करे, ही इज़ नॉट कंसर्न. वो जो हो रहा है वो प्रभु की डायरेक्शन से हो रहा है. एक सेकेंड अनिल जी. सो ही माइट इवन गो एंड सिट इन अ केव, नथिंग, नो हार्म, और ही मे डू व्हाट स्वामी श्री प्रेमानंद जी इज डूइंग. He may sit with hundreds of disciples every day and tell them what is right and what is wrong. Anil ji, you were saying something.
स्वामी प्रेमानंद जी ये कह रहे हैं, ये मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ.
प्रभु करवा रहे हैं. उनमें कर्ता भाव है ही नहीं. हो रहा है, वो बस एक कंड्यूट बन जाते हैं. जैसे कबीर का भी एक दोहा है, भाई मैं एक बांस की पोंगरी हूँ, इसमें से उसका म्यूजिक निकल रहा है. और अगेन वो भी कहने के लिए पोंगरी है, मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ. वो भी कहने के लिए.
Ira, your questions are answered, or see, everything will not be answered. It's a journey. The more you dig deep, the more you will start appreciating it. Otherwise it will remain theoretical. वो तो आपको जब चलना पड़ेगा, और उस चलने में the story starts with being constantly aware. Are you attached to the nitya, or you are getting attached to the anitya? If you are getting attached to which is anitya, which is anyway going to go away, तो you are asking for suffering, because जब हो जाएगा तब दुख होगा. और जो अनित्य है वो उसमें कभी जाना नहीं है, तो हमेशा सुख ही सुख है ना. सो इसीलिए दैट इज वेयर द ब्लिस कम्स फ्रॉम. यू आर अटैच्ड टू द अनित्य, दैट इज ऑलवेज ब्लिस. और जहाँ नित्य से आप अटैच हो वहाँ दुख ही दुख है. ठीक है, वी कैन वाइंड अप फॉर टुडे. अनिल जी, एनीथिंग एल्स यू वांट टू ऐड? ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Hari Om. May we be blessed by the Lord and may we reach our destination. Hari Om.